Musée Musical is the institution which has been there from 1842. Initially it was known as Musée10 Company. It was owned by one person called Musée. He was a Portuguese guy, piano tuner and organ maker. History says Musée Company had about 16 branches all over India, including Lahore. Down the line he was doing a very good work, and because of his ill health, he had some, unfortunately we don't have a photograph of him, but the history says we have got records. He was not keeping well, so he had to close down everything and just kept the Chennai, the main office, as functioning. And when he was about to close down, he wanted to sell the company to one French businessman from Pondicherry called Mr. Prudhomme. He purchased the company and renamed it as Musée Musical, and asked his friend and director, Spanish origin British lady, Miss Amy Rosario. We all know that we have been ruled by the British for 200 years, so she was a British lady. So she was the director of the company, and also Mr. Prudhomme, both French and it's very rare, French and British to be together. So it's a very unique thing. So from Portuguese, well, before that, for some time, 4 or 5 years, German director also was there, who was also business. But it was only for a very short period, it's not very great, it's about 4 or 5 years I think. So from Portuguese it went to French, and French to, German to French, French then to British. So when British were managing the organization, my grandfather, Mr. Girdhar Das, who joined the organization as a finance director in way back 1930s. So the British lady who was managing the company said, no, I wanted to go back to England, and she was a spinster, she didn't have any family here. So she wanted to go back to England and spend her last days because she was already old. And she asked my grandfather, Mr. Das, would you like to buy the company or shall we close it down? My grandfather said, yes, we will definitely, because it's already more 100 years at that time, more than 100, 120, 100 years I think. And in 1940s, the company was purchased from British, and it has been managed, completely become an Indian Swadeshi company. From a Musée Musical Limited, it became Musée Musical Proprietary Concern slightly before the independence time. And without losing the principles, the ideology, and the history, what are the principles that has been involved as Musée Musical? It has been followed by my grandfather till 1966. In 1966 he passed away, and after his son Mr. Haricharan Das became the director, and my father also became the director till 1981, and my father died in 91. So it's like history goes. So I joined the organization in 1982. Well, that's all a personal history where we are associated with the company. The very important fact is Musée Musical is being the prime pillar for the musical instruments industry in southern India from 1842.